if you're not able to handle them. And they have these CDs where you can just play that frequency music all the time in the background to put your brain in that state of mind. Okay, so the pineal gland, which is a neural signal, but it sends out an endocrine output, which is melatonin. But it actually is part of the nervous system. They're saying that it's becoming crystalline. It's becoming a crystal. Scientists know this. They're calling it biomineralization. They're saying, why is the pineal gland having so much calcium calcifying around it? And they're blaming it on fluoride, where fluoride levels are found the highest in the body in the pineal gland. But what these other invisible realm people are saying is that that's what our scientists think is happening, but that's not what's happening. It's actually becoming crystallized, which will result in new forms of telepathic communication because it acts as an antenna in our pineal gland, in the brain, to pick up these new frequencies. If it's activated fully, which everybody now has this crystalline structure, they're saying as of 11/11/11, everybody has this now, and scientists have proved this. I have 2 studies showing this. But not everybody's going to be activated at the same time. But as you get activated, you will become telepathic. You will be able to do teletransportation, time travel, multidimensional awareness, and control the physical aging process. This is our next step in the evolution. And through this very convoluted, detailed, scientific way, I'm trying to prove to you how everything is connected and that it is actually affecting the human body. And they scientifically can prove these crystals are forming in the pineal gland. They've been lying dormant, waiting to be activated. Medical science is now starting to see them, and you can actually look at pictures of these crystals forming in the pineal gland. So, how can you activate these crystals and use them? Crystals are living. The earth is living. And crystals are actually the highest vibrational level of the mineral kingdom. That's why people wear these quartz and things like that. They're the purest form of minerals vibrating at the highest frequency. And they say the crystals are the pineal gland of the earth. Everywhere there's crystals in the earth, that's the pineal gland of the earth. Okay, so and as I said, there's calcium deposits they're finding. They think it's related to the fluoride. Even cell phones, they said, was causing tumors in people, but now they're saying that we've actually adjusted to the cell phones and that's not going to be so much of a problem anymore. But initially we weren't adjusted to that frequency and it was causing tumors. And as your body adjusts, you go through changes where, you know, you can have joint pains or dizziness or anything adjusting to the new frequencies, and it's temporary. All right, so it's a new antenna. I'm just going to skip along here and tell you that in order to actually, you know, all this is scientific mumbo jumbo that you so far have had nothing to do with and no control over. What you do have control over is what they're saying is the planet Earth is going to be splitting, not right away. It won't be a physical split, but people are going to be of different frequencies. And what will happen is people who are not in the right frequency with you will not be in your life. People will start dropping out of your life that are out of that type of, you know, new level of being. They'll still be on Earth. If you want to find them, you can still call them. They're still there, but they won't be in your world. And as far as violence and wars and deaths and weather patterns and things, they always say, well, is it happening to you in your world? And if it's not part of your world. There's going to be simultaneously 2 different levels of the Earth existing at the same time, but it will start eventually being a complete physical separation. And this is how it will begin, is relationships that what they're saying is relationships that aren't working for you, that you've been in for years, and they're just weighing you down, they're not getting anywhere, you're stuck on the wheel of karma with these people. It's time to forgive them, let them go, and move on. If you want to go into the higher frequency, That's how you do it. You start leaving these denser, lower levels of drama behind. It's your choice. If you want to stay in them, then you're stuck there, and they're saying get off of the wheel of karma by letting them go and forgiving them. And the way they say to do this is you actually say, thank you for giving me that experience. And that is how you forgive someone. You thank them for giving you that experience. And you move on. And I don't know about you, but this has definitely happened to me in this past month with several, like, you know, they get so intense, it's clear that that's what was occurring. And it's your choice to let go and move on. You don't have to stay stuck. You're not going to be compatible with everybody in the future. And these people, they'll just, you know, not be in your world. And it's you know, people are looking for, oh, okay, somebody's going to disappear, like in the rapture, one person will be working in a field, suddenly the person next to them will be gone, one person will be in their car, this is described in the Bible, suddenly someone next to them will disappear. It's a difference in frequency levels, and as that amplifies, it will become that way, where at a lower vibrating frequency you can't see who is vibrating higher. But this is happening gradually. Nothing is going to be extreme like that. It's all hourly, daily, gradually. You'll only maybe be able to see it month by month at best. You'll definitely be able to see it year by year. But as far as hourly, which it is happening hourly, even the crystals being activated, getting new abilities to, you know, clearly see what's going on in your life from a new perspective, a higher perspective, you'll be able to start being more coherent of things like that in maybe a daily, weekly level. But as far as the planet goes, all those disasters that are occurring, even with the conspiracy theories, they say, you can't take fear into this new level either. Fear will exist in the old earth, they're calling it, and only love with the highest frequency level can go into the new earth. So even choosing, you know, if you're going to buy into the conspiracy fear, which that's a conspiracy in itself, keeping people so afraid of what, you know, is going to happen that they have to get all prepared for. They're saying that is a trick designed to keep you in that fear state, and fear physically cannot hold these higher vibrations. And actually that's a whole scientific thing about fear and love have wavelengths. Love is a shorter, more rapid frequency. Fear is slower and longer. Every time it touches a point, they've now scientifically proven emotions on DNA structures where we have 64 different codes, you know, potential codes that are in our DNA based on the 4 elements of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and what's the other one? It begins with an S. That they should be making 64 different codes. Instead, we only have 20 that are active. And they're saying, why do we only have 20? And this is why, because fear, being a slow wavelength that's long, if these DNA codons, picture them as circles connected to each other, the long, slow wavelengths aren't touching every one of those. But love is shorter and faster. It can touch way more of those things and turn them on in our DNA. And they physically have scientifically proven now emotions actually are what are triggering the DNA to activate. So, things you don't use in your house or need in your house, you can also let those go. That will free you up to move on as well. Jobs that make you miserable, let go of those if, you know, it's time to actually get into your higher level, what your purpose is. And you will also need to forgive yourself for past mistakes. That's a big reason people are staying stuck. It's time to just shed that whole skin, is what they're saying. Just shed it. It is your choice. And this is the part you do have control over. So only the fear is for entertainment purposes only. It is an illusion. You know, Billy Meyer. Has anyone heard of Billy Meyer? He was the one that the Pleiadians visited for years and years and years, and he took pictures of their ships, and these Pleiadians look just like humans. And they actually had this way of getting him into their ship, which was a beam of light that, you know, they'd go by and try to pick him up through this beam of light. The beam of light, they said, was only able to take Pleiadians in it because it only could hold the frequency of love, which is what they're saying our future is. If he was fearful of anything or worried or anxious, it could not pick him up. It was a physical frequency that could not, and that's what they're saying. The difference between the new Earth frequency and the old Earth is it's not like a matter of being a good person or a bad person. It physically can't take your vibrations if you're not in a love, peaceful, harmonious state of mind. So in other words, you don't need to buy a gun, is what they're saying. You don't need to buy a gun. That's in someone else's world. It doesn't have to be in your world. And there's no more karma in the new Earth. That's why they're saying get off the wheel of karma. Forgive, move on, and let go. Don't keep interacting with it. If someone's having drama, let them have their drama. And the way to get off the wheel of karma is to not say anything back. And just let go and move on. Every time you answer back, you're staying on that wheel of karma. You're interacting. You say something that's going to make them cling to you in thought form. When you're not there, that's holding you. But if you don't say anything, there's nothing that can continue the relationship if you just walk away. Once you've moved on yourself. So that's a big thing, is holding your words. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end it. Anybody have any questions? And what we were going to do here tonight as a physical ceremony was to have you write down on paper things you really know aren't working for you. If it's your job, if you want to list specific things in your life, like your house or your car that are big, or you just want to say clutter in general, or specific relationships. This could be with family members, they're not necessarily designed to last forever if that person is choosing not to move up in frequency. This is all about frequencies. If they are not choosing to, they don't have to. It is their choice. But you can. And that might be hard for some people, but you can wish them well, pray for them, bless them with love, but no more interacting if it's just drama and misery for you. So that's just an example of something you can write. So we're going to write these on paper, and then we're going to put them in the fire. And this is going to end your 2012, because you physically have to do things, not necessarily by writing them on paper and putting them in the fire, but hopefully you will really do that. It will start that chain in your life. If you really want to separate and move up with the new Earth, there are things you have to actively do to make those choices.
And I just started a gratitude jar, so that would actually be the opposite of the fire.
Yes, actually, there you go.
And
writing
you
what you're
welcome
thankful for is a way of raising your thoughts and those alpha waves. See, this was all scientific about brain wavelengths and everything, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's scientific. It's not just, mumbo jumbo. Oh, isn't the world lovely? All right, so who's ready to start preparing for their ascension? Like I said, I brought a pad.
First one.
I'm going to hand everybody a piece of paper. Sammy, why don't you go out and start the fire?
Can I end it?
Yes.